Hi, Food Time Gang. Welcome back. Right now I'm getting ready to make, out of the Spring and Summer 2021 Season's Best, the Hibachi shrimp with veggies and yum yum sauce. I'm starting with the yum yum sauce so it can go into the refrigerator to have time to meld together the flavors. Now the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of milk, 1 teaspoon of toasted sesame oil, 2 cloves of garlic pressed, half a teaspoon of sriracha sauce, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. I am increasing some of this because my daughter really loves yum yum sauce, and I love it too, and her boyfriend loves yum yum sauce, and so I need to make sure that I have enough for everybody. So I've already measured out my mayonnaise here. Real easy to measure it. So, a tablespoon of ketchup. So I'll use 2 tablespoons. Get that out of there. And I'm going to only start with a tablespoon of milk, even though it says a tablespoon, so I should be using 2. I just don't want it to be too runny, and so I'll add more milk if I need to. So we'll start there. And it calls for a teaspoon of sesame oil. Now I have found sesame oil to be a very strong oil. So instead of using 2 teaspoons, since I'm doubling the recipe, I am only going to use 1. And so you can always adjust these things to your taste. And it calls for a half teaspoon of sriracha sauce. So that would be a teaspoon, but I'm very sensitive to heat. And so I am only going to do the half. And if it needs to add more, then I can add more. It's easier to add than to take away, right? And so we can add more, or if somebody else wants to add more to theirs, they can. I've already grated the ginger, and I probably have, it says a 1/4, I probably have a teaspoon here or more, and I do. But we all love ginger, so that part's okay. And then we're going to press in our garlic. So we also like garlic. The recipe calls for 2 cloves, so I am doing 4 cloves. But if you have a family that doesn't like garlic, don't worry about doing it then. Because raw garlic can have a very strong taste. Take my scraper out, and I've got my little whisk here, and I'm going to just whisk it together gently so I don't slop it out the sides. I think that looks like yum yum sauce to me. As I said, that sesame seed oil is strong. I can definitely smell it, and I can definitely taste it. So I am going to go with more sriracha. I can't even taste the sriracha. So do another half teaspoon. That's giving it those little red flecks that you come to know from Yum Yum sauce, having that sriracha in it. So there we go. There is our Yum Yum sauce. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator and let it just sit in the refrigerator until we're ready to use it. So I will be back later with making the vegetables and the shrimp. All right, we've got our Yum Yum sauce in the refrigerator. Now we're going to go ahead and get our shrimp marinating. So I've got my shrimp here, thawed out. It is peeled and deveined, no tails. And so the recipe calls for 1 teaspoon toasted sesame oil, 1 teaspoon reduced sodium soy sauce, and ½ teaspoon of grated ginger. So I have my grated ginger, and of course it's more than ½ teaspoon. Remember, we love ginger here. So got that. Now for the sesame oil, I'm only going to use a dash of that because, again, earlier I said that was so strong. So I'm going to use a teaspoon of just vegetable oil. I'm going to use that. And just a couple drops of the sesame oil. Because if you've never used sesame oil, it is very strong. And a teaspoon of soy sauce. And so give this a mix together, and then we're going to set it to the side and let the shrimp marinate until we're ready to cook them. The ginger is getting caught in the tongs. Get down into the shrimp. Excuse the dogs. They see another dog outside, most likely. I'm gonna put that over there. And now we're going to get our vegetables prepped. So we're going to just quarter up an onion. Wedge it up, because I'm doing what? That's 16ths or something like that. Who knows? Big chunks of onion. Real life, folks. The dog's barking. All right, and then in here I have broccoli, so 2 cups of broccoli, florets, and then we need to slice up some carrots. So I've got my Rapid Prep mandolin. I have it set on the smooth slice and on a 2. Mandolin is. That made some short work of slicing up all them carrots. So be back as soon as the griddle is heated up so we can start cooking. All right, guys, I'm back, and I have taken the vegetables and put them in a bowl and added a tablespoon of vegetable oil and a couple of cranks of salt, because I grind my salt fresh. And I also hit it with a splash of soy sauce too. And so now we have our griddle heated up to on the grill setting, the custom grill the preset grill setting, and it has preheated, and so it's now saying to add. So we're going to add our vegetables to the bottom plate. Hear them sizzling. I think I'll need to cook this in 2 batches. And so we close it and let it cook for 2 minutes. All right, so all the vegetables have now been through that 2-minute initial press. And so now I've laid the grill flat, and I am now going to start adding the shrimp to the other side to cook. And remember, shrimp doesn't take long to cook. All right, so our vegetables are done. Now I reduced the heat on the bottom plate to 320 because I had to cook the shrimp in 2 batches, and I just put the rest of them up there to make sure that they got warmed back up. And I had the top plate at 390 to cook the shrimp, and so now it's just time to get everything off. And I have some simple fried rice that I made, and there's the yum yum sauce, and we've got some green onions to garnish. And so I will be back when we have a plate made up. And here you go, guys, the finished product. The hibachi shrimp and vegetables with yum yum sauce from the Spring Summer 2021 catalog cookbook, Season's Best. Hope you enjoyed.